wondering, but I'm thinking at this challenging time, Chuck, I want to enter this into our meeting minutes too, since I have a prepared discussion. And after I get done with what I have to say, I'd be interested in hearing from other NMC members' reactions to what's been happening in light of past week's announcements by Entergy, to maybe briefly weigh in for a minute or two or three, one at a time. Our committee discussions for the posted agenda may end up being tempered a bit in light of Entergy's corporate's public announcement last Tuesday regarding the status of Pilgrim's current operation and decision to close by or prior to 2019, pending economic considerations and the outcome of additional intensive NRC planned inspections that will be transpiring in the coming weeks and months. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome and thank Plymouth Selectman David Malaguti, who's sitting in for Selectman Committee Liaison John Mahoney, who will be arriving a bit late due to another town school committee commitment. Now, David holds a special place in my NMC heart. I recall speaking with David back in 2004 after my wife and I moved to Plymouth regarding consideration for joining the newly reforming NMC. Since becoming chair about 3 years ago, and as of last June's BOS committee interview and appointment meeting, David still holds a special place. I believe it was David's statement to the other Board of Selectmen members about our recent top 5 Pilgrim Issues report and agreeing that the NMC size needed to be expanded to accommodate our newest member, along with the 3 incumbents who were reappointed, that helped to recognize the real importance of the NMC to the town of Plymouth. And that need and importance has certainly grown since last Tuesday. I did not know about Entergy's Tuesday announcement until last Friday afternoon after returning from a week's vacation out of the country. A close friend of mine had left a welcome home phone message on Friday, also saying, of course in jest, that I might also be out of my NMC job by 2019, and I should check the recent news. After plowing through hundreds of emails, catching up on many Boston Globe and local newspaper articles regarding Pilgrim's situation, I have it.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Yeah, get comfortable. You can run this way. I'm just reading some prepared comments starting in a minute.
Michelle?
Okay. I did not know about Entergy's Tuesday announcement until last Friday afternoon after returning from a week's vacation out of the country. A close friend of mine had left a welcome home phone message on Friday also saying, of course in jest, that I might be also out of my NMC job by 2019 and I should check the recent news. After plowing through hundreds of emails, catching up on many Boston Globe and local newspaper articles regarding Pilgrim's situation, and attending the fall town meeting on Saturday, where I had the opportunity to speak with some of our town officials, I was still pondering until late last night, what can I say to start this NMC meeting in light of Entergy's announcement? What do I need to say? Yes, in the coming weeks and months, our committee will continue to be addressing the myriad of important issues and topics: plant safety and security, plant and environmental monitoring, emergency preparedness, plant shutdown and decommissioning, spent nuclear fuel storage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Revisiting and perhaps even updating our April top 5 Pilgrim Issues report, but perhaps now with formal recommendations, and addressing any new charges or assignments to be received from the Board of Selectmen in light of Entergy's announcement last Tuesday. In accordance with our current NMC Charter mission statement from last October, we are still addressing an operating Pilgrim plant for the time being. Let's not forget that. But this evening, I want to say something especially to the Entergy members present, and also briefly touch upon the personal impact, the human side from my own past professional speed bump experience that they may be able to relate to. Yes, everybody in this room has likely experienced a speed bump at one point or more in their lives and careers. The most poignant one that comes to mind was in 1983, when I was in my early 30s, with a roughly 11% home loan mortgage rate and a very young growing family. I was double board certified in my professional environmental consulting field and nationally recognized by the time I reached age 30. All that didn't matter, however, when the economy tanked in my field during the early Reagan administration years. So my wife and I started a cheesecake bakery business out of our house. We were serving the Buck Steakhouse chain in Connecticut and Massachusetts. I sold, she baked. I was pounding nails on some new home construction to help pay the bills while I was seeking new employment. 10 months later, I found new employment in my field, but unfortunately was out of state. So I commuted back and forth for 3.5 years between work and spending time with my family on weekends, while sleeping on
Okay, everyone.
Big Francis and while sleeping on a metal spring bed in a small rented room in the executive wing at the local White Plains, New York YMCA, by the way, a $7 a night rate to help save some money. I think Whitey Bulger may have had better living accommodations at the Plymouth County Correctional Facility during his trial. I would look at this picture daily to remind me of why my wife and I were making, it still hurts, why my wife and I were making these personal lifestyle sacrifices for the sake of our family to stay viable in my professional occupation that I loved. In 1986, employment conditions improved, and I ended up working back close to home at Combustion Engineering Resource Recovery Systems. CE was a large internationally recognized company, especially known for its power generation boiler steam supply systems and air pollution control equipment for both fossil fuel fired and nuclear power plants. I was very excited and proud to be part of that municipal solid waste energy division, and I was responsible for the air quality licensing and environmental permitting for $500 million planned facilities, which are still operating safely and in compliance with their permits, as far as I know. To me, the feeling of working there was akin to like being good enough and being able to play on the current New England Patriots football team. Being Jewish, I felt like Julian Edelman coming to work. It was hard, demanding, high-pressure work, but I enjoyed every minute of the challenges and the tremendous responsibility on my shoulders. Frank, I'm sorry you got here a little late.
I apologize.
Yeah. No, you wanted a statement. I'm making a statement, as I usually do in our meetings when I do it. Unfortunately, a different kind of speed bump occurred in 1989. CE was starting to sell off some of its assets and disband its divisions due to economic challenges, competition with other companies, and new state and federal regulatory requirements impacting the waste energy business sector. So I began a new job in my profession and have remained in Massachusetts since 1989. Why am I recanting all of this? I'm sorry if I took a little bit more time here, but why am I recanting this? Because with all of the past professional challenges and adversity, I never lost sight of the target I needed to maintain. Work situations may change, but people don't have to. I was told quitters never win and winners never quit. And live fish swim upstream and dead fish float downstream. I trust, most importantly, and I'm speaking from the head and the heart, because I've been in your shoes. And a lot of people could have done different things where I've been in the past when we knew the division was going to go under or sold or whatever. But I trust that the workers at Pilgrim will continue to strive to maintain operating the plant as safely as possible and within their authority and purview. As Belichick says, you do your job no matter what the adversity is. Even though I'm now retired, I can look back and still be proud of my resume, and you should be proud of yours. I've gotten to know you through your willing participation at our monthly NFC meetings. If you may need to move on professionally after Entergy permanently closes Pilgrim within the next few years, I would be pleased to serve as a professional reference if that could be of any help. I've got a 100% success record in helping to place many dozens of individuals and other companies over the years. That's all I have to say, and thank you. I'm going to take a 2-minute recess. When I come back, I'd like some other committee members to possibly weigh in if they have any other quick thoughts or comments.
Don't worry about this.
If you get your copy.
This is all because of Megan. Megan? This is all because of you.